I'm human. And that is by far the hardest lesson that I ever had to learn. And it might sound weird because what I mean by I'm human, well, I've chosen to chase my dreams with what I do here, with this character that I take here. I want to make it big with this. And I started doing this on a daily basis at a very young age. I started doing this on a daily basis when I was 15 years old. And on this path, I've done so many countless insane projects and just so many insane things where I really pushed myself to the limits on numerous occasions. And along this path, I've learned many lessons. And to be fair, I'm glad, actually, that I pushed myself so far and that I really did things where everybody else would say, man, what the hell are you doing? You're wasting your life. You're torturing yourself for nothing. And to be honest, I wouldn't even blame you for saying that, because what I'm doing here, it is insane. What I've been doing to myself, it is insane. And it is true. If you want to become great, and if you do want to become successful, you're simply going to have to do more than other people. You're going to have to do more. If you really want to become great, you're going to have to do more. And that also means making an ungodly amount of sacrifices, which can include spending less time with your family, spending less time with your girlfriend if you even have one, spending less time with your loved ones in general, not just your family, but also your friends, and just like so many events that you feel like you're missing out on. You got to make those sacrifices, because in that time, while all of that is going on and you feel like you're missing out on it, you have to work on what you want to achieve. And I've been doing this daily now for 3 years. And just a few days ago, I willingly decided to take a day off. Especially the last 7 to 8 months have been a very dark point in my life. A very, very dark point in my life. And just so many countless things happened that were just so sad and traumatic, including family disasters and just relationship disasters. I completely disregarded myself as a human. I didn't see myself as a human. I dehumanized myself completely. I was inside of that mindset, inside of that stubborn mindset where I felt like I have to do this every single day, no matter how tired and no matter how sick I am. I have to do this every single goddamn day without interruption, without caring about myself. No matter how I feel, I have to do it every single day. And over time, my passion of doing content, of streaming, it turned into an obsession, which in itself is not a bad thing. But if you let yourself be stuck inside of that obsession, you see nothing else in your life, that is where you start to break down. Because there's one thing that I had to see. There's one thing that I had to look straight into the eye. And that is that I am not made out of steel. That I'm not made out of oil. I'm made out of flesh and blood. And I'm a human. And I have feelings and I have needs. And I'm not designed to do the same thing every single day with only that in mind. I'm not an algorithm. I'm a human. And I have needs. And despite this being what I want to do, what I want to become great with, this is what happened to me, is that there is a person that I still love currently as well. And between me and that person, that romantical thing started happening around summer of 2024. And I was so stuck inside of the mindset where I told myself that I cannot be in something like a healthy relationship, despite the fact that I'm an extroverted person. I am a person that seeks connection, and I'm also a person that craves something like a relationship. I crave romance. That's just something that I do. I crave that, man. And I want that, and I would love that to be inside of my life. But I was so stuck inside of that mindset that I completely ignored my nature, my needs, my feelings, that I pushed that person away. And while there was some magic going on between me and her, it never came to an actual meeting. She lives a few hours away, but I could have arranged it. I could have made it happen, but I was so stuck inside of that mindset. So stuck, so stubborn. And the only way I had to learn is that person that I still currently love as well chose somebody else over me. And I don't even want to go over what kind of a person that is, because that person is my friend. A friend that I've known since 2023. Since he was 13, I've known him. I've given him advice. I've let him play with us in the squad in Siege. I played FIFA with him. And she chose him over me. And I don't blame her, because I pushed her away. And hell, I even told her, yo, go search somebody else, even though it's not what I wanted. It's just what my mind told me. And I know that you gotta listen to your mind more than you gotta listen to your heart sometimes. It's not always true. But I was so stuck inside of that I completely disregarded my feelings in that way. And I was so out of balance, completely out of balance, where the only thing I did, the only thing I thought about 24/7 was just doing this. Every single day without interruption. And I pushed her away. And the hardest thing is that I myself even said, yo, sure, mate, go and try and get her, to that friend. I said that to him. And he took it. He took it seriously. Of course, what he's done is not forgivable. He also lied to me, because when I still blocked her, because I was trying to kind of like, I did that numerous times. I blocked her on numerous occasions because I thought that was going to be the right way to get rid of it, because I saw it as a problem and not as a gift, which is also just so unbelievably sad. I saw it as a problem, and I tried to find a way to dispose of it. And I thought that by blocking her, I did that not just once, I did that twice. And then the third time, when I blocked her for about 5 days, within 5 days, I got a message from another one of my friends, where I saw a screenshot of where she said, yeah, I'm now together with him. And in that moment, my world completely broke down. I immediately called that friend, and he was like, yeah, that's what I did. He's a piece. It doesn't matter. God will punish him for what he's done. And I remember I was so destroyed. For the first time in 2 or 3 years, I walked up the stairs and I collapsed in the living room. And I started crying so loud that my mother stormed out of her room, stormed up the stairs, and asked me what was going on. And that's when I told her what happened. Then I went down here and I had to listen to that person that I thought was always going to come back to me. I had to listen to that person talk about that person, that friend that betrayed me, the way she always used to talk about me. And I couldn't believe it, because I always thought that she was always going to come back no matter what. And it tore me apart. It broke me down. That happened just a few days ago. I think today, it's currently Saturday, or no, it's already Sunday. I learned what happened on Thursday. And for the first time, it was Thursday night. I started the stream on Wednesday, and I was still live and that Thursday night. And for the first time, I decided to not stream for a day. In 3 years, for the first time willingly, I said that I was not going to go live, and I didn't. I didn't go live. And for the past couple of days, I've been laying in bed, not eating, not being able to sleep, just with that feeling like somebody's ramming a knife into my heart a million times. These last 2 streams that I did, the one yesterday and the one today, were so difficult for me. But I know that this is what I have to do, that this is my purpose. But I do see now as well that in order to function, in order to be successful, in order to be great, you need balance. And don't get me wrong, because it's true, it is okay to be out of balance for a while, but I've been out of balance for so long, and I disregarded myself for too long. It's okay to be out of balance for a while, but as a human, you need balance. And it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Cristiano Ronaldo. It doesn't matter if you're David Goggins. It doesn't matter who you are. As long as you're human, there's going to be a point in your life where you need balance. And it's true. If you want to be better, sometimes you do have to ignore your feelings, but I took it too far. And now I lost one of the greatest gifts a man can have. I didn't even lose it, I threw it away. I called her numerous times. I cried my eyes out on her, and I begged her to stay, which is what she used to do just before I blocked her, and that was such a humbling experience to me. And I still love her, but I do not deserve to have her. Not after what I've done. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but because usually what you hear or see on the internet is just that you need to work harder, you need to do more, and yes, you do need to work hard, absolutely. But if you disregard the fact that you're a human, that's where you lose yourself into a hole that I don't want any of you to ever experience. It's so painful, it's so dark, and I regret it. I'm glad that I learned this lesson because it was necessary. I just wish that I could have seen it before I threw her away. This is all I really have to say. I don't know who needed to hear this. I just wanted to get my thoughts out there. I always talk about these kind of things on stream, but I just wanted to have this in a video format so that whoever needs to hear or see this just happens to stumble upon this. But that's all I have to say. See you.